What's good, guys? And I say that because the video where I asked what I should call you guys hasn't got enough comments because these are both uploaded on the same day. So I don't honestly expect all those comments to accrue for a little bit. And the comment question for this is this guy a hacker? And you'll see why I'm asking that a little bit later. So like I ran damage calcs, and some of the stuff was really fishy. Like I ran damage calcs on what my attack should do to him and what his attack should do to me based on what my attacks are doing to him. Or how much I should do to him based on what his attacks are doing to me. So I figure he's going off with a weather starter, and Gengar's a pretty good bet to counter any of his weather start, either one of his weather starters. So he messes with the Hydro Pump, which means a free sub and 2 free turns of leftovers for me. So Gengar's pretty much almost back at full health. I go for the Shadow Ball, and it does what it should do to especially defensive max HP Politoed, so that checks out perfectly. So that's all good until I go for the Shadow Ball, and it does the same amount of damage. But here's the thing: that Ice Beam shouldn't have done that much if he's a defensive Politoed. I mean, Gengar doesn't have the best HP, and I'm not running special defensive at bulk, but it still shouldn't have done that much. Like, I even ran damage calcs. It should do like 25% at the most. That was definitely more than 25%. So this Politoed probably is above the 510 EV rules, which is really disappointing. I don't like running into opponents that like are so desperate to win that they go above 510 EVs. In fact, he might be 252 EVs on all of it. I'm not really sure. But like, I don't like opponents. I don't like when I run into opponents who do this. I really don't. So he's obviously running like a Swift Swim Kingdra, which Swift Swim plus Drizzle means I win the match. Hooray! I win the match because he broke a claws. But you know, I decided, you know, let's just go on. I got something to counter this Swift Swim, and his Politoed's gone. So this Kingdra doesn't really have a chance, and it looks like it's an offensive Kingdra just because it's running the Dragon Dance. I mean, like, it could be a bulky Dragon Dance set, but this Outrage wouldn't do this much if it was a bulky Dragon Dance set, because even at +1 with, like, the bulky Dragon Dance set, my Celebi only takes, like, I don't know, maybe 40% at the most, and that was well about half. It was well over half, actually. Or somewhat about half. And the Giga Drain did like shit, so he shouldn't be doing this much damage when I'm like recovering so much. I'm like recovering tons of HP, and he's like not taking that much damage. So this Kingdra is probably above the 510 EV rules as well. Great! Fantastic. So what oh gosh. So I put in Terrakion and go for the Stab Close Combat because I know that's going to easily KO the Kingdra, and I know I'm going to outspeed, and I don't want to lose too many Pokemon to this. So now he's going to bring in Cloyster, which Cloyster should be out, like, even if he survives, he should not have that much HP and die to Sandstorm. But it looks like he's running some HP bulk, because he could survive with that if he's like running HP, and actually he needs to be running defense to survive with that much. So yeah, this Cloyster and since I'm thinking, oh, he won't outspeed me then, because he shouldn't be running speed EVs if he's running like HP and defense. But he outspeeds me, and I'm at -2 defense, so like that's not a really good indicator of if this is an offensive Cloyster. But the speed is, and like he should have died, or at least he should have died from close combat plus Sandstorm at the very least. So that doesn't check out, and he does like, yeah, he has to be running offensive because, I mean, Tyranitar has some pretty good defensive bulk naturally, and I'm running some defense, so like, yeah, that did a lot of damage. And then his Abomasnow outspeeds my Tyranitar. I'm like, okay, it's a Choice Scarf Abomasnow. So, you know, I can run in Togekiss. I mean, Togekiss is going to take about half, which is what Togekiss takes, is about half. And now I've paralyzed him, which means his Choice Scarf user isn't that great anymore. which is good for me, because, yeah. So I go for the Roost, and since he is Choice Scarf, you know, I'll live with a pretty hefty amount of HP, and he'll die to this flamethrower that I'm about to do, because since he's Choice Scarf, he's not running HP, he's not running special defensive investment, which means he should just outright die. But he doesn't, and he lives with more than, even a max HP Abomasnow would live with. Which means he's also running max special defense, but he's doing enough damage to be a max special attack Abomasnow. So, yeah, because I'm running a specially defensive Togekiss at max special defense, max HP, so I should be surviving a little bit better if he is a defensive variant. So that was a little strange, honestly. So he goes for the Blizzard, and I go for the Thunder Wave, which paralyzes this Froslass, which is great for me. And I unfortunately am going to lose my Togekiss to Hail. Otherwise, I would have been able to get off some damage. But, you know, as long as if I hit with a Stone Edge, this Froslass is dead, unless it's like max defense, max HP. Which he is max HP. But, he has to also be max defense, because he shouldn't have survived. Because, like, that's as much damage that Landorus does to max defense, max HP. So that was odd, but let me know in the comments. And yeah, that was just weird. I think he broke 510 EVs.